Hi, I'm Kaylee Ford, and I'm going to start my reflection over this module of assistive technology. Assistive technology is a piece of equipment or a device that helps students learn or perform a task, or just to simply help them be more independent when they're learning. I've had quite a few experiences with assistive technology, not personally to help me out, I guess. I guess as a classroom it did, but I graduated from Osawatomie, which was ironically talked about in the module last semester about they introduced technology, and they introduced every student in the high school got their own tablet computer to write on and to keep, and they could take it home, and they had it for the whole year. But when I was in fifth, I had that in high school. But when I was in fifth grade, each student had a Palm Pilot that they were assigned to, and they could take it home, and it was like a smartphone, I guess, but you couldn't talk on it. You could access internet, you could download apps, you could do things like that, and it was very beneficial for students to learn to type. And those students that couldn't write so well, they were able to type up their assignments, which helped them out a lot. Out of all of the assistive technologies that I learned about in this module, I actually think the most interesting one to me was the pencil grips, just because when I thought about this, I thought more of technology and like those kind of things, where I wouldn't have never thought of a pencil grip helping students out. And I think that'll be handy for me to remember in my future career as a teacher. In the article that we read, there was 6 applications of assistive technology. The 6 applications were existence, communication, positioning, mobility, physical communication, and environmental interaction. Communications, communication devices help improve the participation and because it allows students to communicate with their peers and their teachers. An example of this is a hearing aid. My brother had many problems in elementary school because, he had brain cancer growing up, so we just contributed to that. Come to find out, he couldn't hear the teacher. So we got him hearing aids, and it was amazing how much better his grades and his communication skills and his social skills improved just simply from getting him hearing aids. Physical disabilities are things that interfere with the positioning and the mobility. I remember a student that I went to school with was in a wheelchair, which is obviously a physical disability example of that. But he also had these cushions, pillows. They look like pillows to me, but they're probably more scientific than that. And they held him up so that he was more comfortable in his wheelchair. And if you're not comfortable, I'm sure you can't focus on your education, and instead you're focusing on your discomfort. The third one that I'm going to describe is environmental interaction. I can't talk. And those are activities associated with daily living. An example of that is in Osawatomie. One of the new things they came up with, which I'm sure other schools have too, but I heard about it through some teachers that teach at Osawatomie, is alternative seating. So instead of every student being constricted to just sitting in a regular metal chair, the classrooms now have like exercise balls that the students could sit on. They have where they can just lay on the floor with pillows. They can, I know some of them have like buckets that they can sit on instead of things. And I think that's awesome that the kids aren't just stuck in their boring old seats, and they have more of a choice of where to sit and what can help them learn the best. An additional assistant technology device that I found outside of the module was an app. I think I'll count as an assistive technology. And I learned about this because this is what my brother has to do. He, like I mentioned before, had brain cancer, so he has struggles greatly with writing. He can type things, he can comprehend things, but he is just so slow at writing, and by the time he gets it typed out, he is frustrated with himself and doesn't do his best and has problems. So in his IEP now, he can scan in any of his assignments and he can add a text box to anywhere that he was supposed to write, and he can just type it up, and it makes his assignments, they're done quicker, they're more efficient, and they are so much better for him. I don't think he would have any good grades if it wasn't for the scanning app, or as previously mentioned, his hearing aid. And another great module that was very informative. I'm sorry about my kids in the background. I tried to bribe them with suckers to be good, and it did not work, obviously. So thank you very much.